pray. I ask, Lord, that you would fulfill that line that we've sung on all 3 campuses this weekend. Let every heart prepare him room. I'm praying it, Lord. I'm praying it. I'm not commanding it. I'm praying it. Because it's your work. If we prepare a place and you come, you have moved us to do that. Because we don't want you to come unless you are at work within us. And so I pray it. Let every heart within the sound of my voice feel a desire for the presence of the Lord of the universe and the Savior of the world. Forgiving and purifying and giving hope. So do a great regenerating work in these days. May Bethlehem experience an unusual outpouring as we turn from 2007 to 2008. Let it open a newness of spiritual vitality among us. I pray in Jesus' name. Amen. 2 times in that passage that was just read from 1 John 3, we are told why Christmas happens. Why the divine, eternal Son of God clothed himself with human being. Verse 5, John says, you know that he appeared to take away sins. And in him there is no sin. So he affirms the sinlessness of the incarnate Christ, and he affirms why he appeared, namely to take away sins. And then verse 8, second half of the verse, the reason the Son of God appeared was to destroy the works of the devil. And the specific focus he has in his mind when he says works of the devil is sin. You can see that in the first part of the verse. Verse 8, whoever makes a practice of sinning is of the devil, for the devil has been sinning from the beginning. So the works of the devil that he came to destroy are primarily the works of sin. So 2 times in this text we're told why Jesus appeared, why Christmas was necessary, to take away sin and to destroy the works of the devil, which are sin. So he's born of a virgin. He increases in wisdom and stature and favor with God and man. He's perfectly obedient and without sin, as verse 5 says. He perfectly dies in our place, mightily rises from the dead, all of it to take away sin and destroy the works of the devil. Now, we're in the middle of a series of messages on the new birth. And I'm asking the question in this just before Christmas message, what does the birth of Jesus have to do with our new birth? Or what does the incarnation have to do with regeneration? That's my question in this message. What is the coming of Christ into the world, we call it incarnation, have to do with our new birth, that is our regeneration? And to move toward an answer, I want to build a bridge between last week's sermon and this text. So here's my effort to build that bridge. The bridge consists in the amazing love of God. But I'll show you that in a minute. What we said last time was that when you ask, why do you need to be born again, you can answer it in 2 senses. You can answer it by looking back and drawing attention to the terrible condition that we're in as dead and rebellious and unresponsive to spiritual reality. And therefore you must be born again because you're in that bad spiritual condition. And we said you could also answer that question by looking to the future and observing from the Bible that there are things you won't experience in the future if you're not born again. And so you must be born again if you would experience and enjoy those future things. Jesus said, "Truly, truly, I say to you, unless one is born again, he will never see the kingdom of heaven." That's an answer to the second kind of why. Why do we need to be born again? Because there are things in the future we'd like to avoid and things in the future we would like to experience. And new birth makes the difference whether you enjoy the positive ones and get rid of the negative ones. So that was the way we developed it last week, and we gave 10 answers to the first kind of why and 5 answers at the end to the second kind of why. And the bridge between that message, especially Ephesians 2, and this text in 1 John 3 is that phrase in verse 5 or 4, I think it is, being rich in mercy, out of the great love with which He loved us, while we were dead in trespasses and sins, He made us alive. Together with Christ, by grace you have been saved. So you hear the focus in verse 4 of Ephesians 2 on because of the great love with which He loved us while we were dead, He made us alive. So He traces our new birth, our spiritual life, our quickening, our awakening from the dead, traces it back to the magnificence of the love of God. Now, read with me verses 1 and 2 of 1 John 3, and you will see exactly the same thing. See or behold what kind of love the Father has given to us. Now, there's the link. He's saying, wake up to this. This is amazing. That's the point of beginning with that little word behold or see, because we don't, right? We read too fast. We take courses in how to read fast. It's crazy. We should take courses in how to read slow, which is why learning Greek is a valuable thing. Main value makes you read slow. We don't see. And so sometimes authors have to say, see. So that's what he says. See what kind of love the Father has given to us. Now, that we should be called children of God. And so we are. The reason why the world does not know us is because it didn't know Him. Beloved, loved ones, I just said you were big loved. So I'm calling you beloved, loved ones. We are God's children now, and what we will be has not yet appeared, but we know that when He appears, we'll be like Him, because we'll see Him as He is. Now, I want to make 4 observations about those 2 verses to build this bridge between last time and this time, between the great love of God in Ephesians 2:4 and the great love of God in 1 John 3:1. 4 observations. Number 1, when it says in verse 1 that we are called children of God, don't infer that to mean, well, we were children of God, but we weren't called it yet, and so He named us.